Welcome back to another Stunt Stories. I think this is what our show 16.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
We're in the double digits, yeah. 16.
We can legally drive.
Yeah. So if you've been following our show, welcome back. It's good to have you watching. Hope you'll be entertained today. So that's all we got.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
It was short
That
show.
was short.
Wow.
Sorry, it's been a hot day here in Texas. You know, past couple of days.
Muggy, man.
It has been. I got to say real quick. I worked on Landman last night, and it was the best weather. I got home at 4:30 this morning, exhausted, but it was the best weather. It was like 70 degrees, nice and cool, and
Little breeze, maybe.
yeah, it was beautiful. It was not a successful night. That's all I could say. We had a big stunt planned, and it just didn't. Sometimes all the pieces just don't fall into place the way they're supposed to because you're doing things that have never been done before.
Right.
And I was here. I'm protecting my own ego and reputation. I wasn't in the stunt. There as a safety guy just to help a friend of mine after the stunt. Come in with fire extinguishers and help extract him from the vehicle. And that's all I have to say about that.
All I got to say about that.
Yeah. It's so hard sometimes. You just want to say,
Yeah, you want to be like, this is exactly what happened.
yeah, because
But I can't tell you.
No, because you're giving all these the story points away, and you're like, you sign an agreement that you can't talk about it.
Sweet NDAs, baby.
Yeah, stupid NDAs.
Stupid NDAs.
Speaking of that, you want to kind of walk us through like a little bit of what it's like being on, like, I'm not saying tell us what it's like being on a specific set, but what it's like when you wake up to clocking in and then clocking out kind of thing.
Okay. My upbringing on that was kind of harsh. When I was working on Dukes of Hazzard, that was my second production. I did the very first one was the Sting 2, but then now I'm going to work on the Dukes of Hazzard, and I had a 7 a.m. call.
Every day?
No, just for my first day.
Oh, just for first.
My first day, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So I got there like 5 minutes to 7
Yeah, it's not right.
to be sent home
Yeah.
because I wasn't there a half hour early.
You're late.
I was late. Yeah, I'm like, but it's not even 7. I've got like 45 seconds and it's going to be 7. And they're like, no, you have to be here a half hour early. I go, nobody told me that. Well, why don't you go home and think about that?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So to this day, for me, the norm, I'm like an hour to maybe 45 minutes early.
Yeah.
Every day to just get there.
Right.
And because, you might hit traffic or you might, go to the wrong location. The other day we were filming, we had 3 different locations to go to. We had one little mishap that I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus on this, but we were doing a chase sequence or follow sequence, and I was doubling a guy on Landman, and we're driving down this dirt road in one of those Fords, and the actors were behind me in their Ford following me. And it started to rain, so we had to cut cameras and wait until the rain passed. But the actor, I guess, left his truck in drive when he turned it off. Well, apparently that year and model, if your car's in drive and you turn it off, you can't start it because it's in drive, but you can't turn the key on to put it in park because it's off. So we had all the mechanics and everybody under the hood and scratching their head and calling people on their phone, all panicked because the freaking truck wouldn't start. And we, for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then finally like, it's a wrap. We can't. And everybody left, Did
they just have it towed eventually?
I don't know what they did.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was a bummer. But yeah, a lot of times we have different locations you got to go to, but typically when you show up, it might sound like you're spoiled, but they have a caterer there, and you'll go there and you'll get your breakfast, get something, a breakfast burrito or whatever you want to freaking have. It's kind of nice, coffee, and then kind of, check in with the set, the base camp production assistant or second AD, let them know you're there. I'm here. Because then they have you scheduled to go into hair and makeup at a certain time. If you're doubling somebody, you might have to have a wig put on, like I did the other day. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up. I got to I got to vent here for a minute. Frickin' hair people. I love them and hate them at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as I've mentioned, I've been doing this for a long time, over 4 decades. I've had thousands of wigs put on my head by hairdressers from all over the world. And after you do that and you're staring at them in the mirror and you're watching how they're doing it, you're seeing which ones know what they're doing and which ones don't have a fucking clue what they're doing when they're putting on a wig on a stuntman.
Yeah, Janet.
Yeah, Janet and Amanda and Karen and all you others. No. So it's funny though. You learn, you're like, wait a minute. They used to use these springs, these little tiny springs that they would pull apart, slip it up through your hair, then let go. And it like pulls all your hair. You're like, ah. And they're like, I've got like 6 more I got to put in. And they put them all over your head. And then they'll put a stocking cap over that so that when they put the wig on your head, they could then pin to those springs. It feels like 9 people are pulling your hair in 9 different directions, but you only have to feel like that for 12 or 14 hours throughout the day.
Perfect.
So I get a little perturbed when they do things that way. And so I'm sitting in this chair and I'm going to double this guy putting on a wig. And I know, because I went through costumes and I knew that he's wearing a baseball cap on backwards. I know that I'm going to be in a truck with the windows up, driving down a dirt road from a drone shot. Drone's going to see through the rooftop of the car, probably not, and see that my wig is not perfect. So I'm explaining to this woman, and I won't say Shelly's name. I don't want to have her feel like I'm picking on her. So this hairdresser who had a name, started with an S.
And rhyme with Ellie.
How'd you know?
I just guess. I'm clairvoyant.
She have a big belly.
How'd you know?
I have a secret covenant.
So this person that you seem to know, I explained to her very politely, hey, just so you know, I'm in a vehicle, not getting out. I'm not skydiving. I'm not jumping off a waterfall into the water. I'm in a vehicle with the windows up, and I'm going to be wearing a baseball cap. Oh, okay, well, here's the wig. And she started spraying stuff in my hair that's kind of like a liquid glue.
Oh.
And then she put the pins in, and she rubber bands, and she put the stocking cap. And I'm like, how's your day? And trying to change the subject. And how did you have a good drive? And yeah. Did I mention to you that I'm in a truck with the windows up driving down? And she goes, yeah, but you never know. They might have you get out. And, I said, no, I don't look anything like the actor. And that's not what's scripted today. I'm just to drive this truck down the road. And she did all of this stuff. And at the end of it, I go, and by the way, I'm wearing this baseball cap, and I put it on. And she's like, oh, I go, and that would have just been all we needed, by the way.
Yeah.
Didn't have to have all the freaking pins and stuff. And it's hard just to, because again, someone pulling your hair for 12 hours a day, you get a little upset, and it's all unnecessary.
I feel like you get a little testy.
A little bit.
And
So also, if you're going to wear a wig, you have to be in your wardrobe first.
Right.
Because you might have to pull the t-shirt over or whatever, and it's going to mess up the wig. And sometimes the production people at base camp, the set PAs and set, the second directors, they're like, okay, we're going to have you going, let's have you go into makeup and hair. And I go, well, I should probably go into wardrobe first, because I go, oh, okay. Is your wardrobe in your room? I go, no. So you now need to go kind of do your job and get wardrobe to get me my wardrobe, so I could then go put that on and then go into the makeup and hair trailer. And then I could while you're doing that, I'll finish my breakfast burrito. Yeah. So there's a lot that goes on when you show up, and that's why sometimes I like to get there early and kind of have those discussions and talk about stuff. But you asked that's kind of a normal.
Seems kind of chaotic.
It can be very chaotic. Now the other end of the spectrum is you show up and you're just an ND stunt guy that day, nondescript. Yeah. Nondescript means you could look like anything, right? Yeah. I've still had makeup and hair people say, well, let's take a look at your hair. I go, do you know what ND means? Nondescript. I could be bald. I could have a ponytail. I could be whatever. What does it matter? Oh, okay. Do you want some sunscreen? I go, no, I don't want sunscreen. I just like away from you is what I want.
They're just trying to keep you from having cancer, okay?
Yeah, they just
Is
want
that
you
what they're
to-
doing?
Shelly cares.
Yeah.
I mean, Smelly cares.
And smelly Shelly.
All right, I listen. Shelly,
Shelly,
love you.
we love you, babe. Yeah. I'm gonna put.
I don't even know you, and I love you.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I want to put a wig on you so bad,
Okay.
so you could feel what I feel.
So I'm gonna put 40 pins in.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, they'll be like, Corey's a little crybaby. And I'm going to say, so fucking what? I don't care. I'm on a show, and I'm actually playing a part when we went back to Atlanta. And had dialogue, playing a part. Now, and this is going to sound kind of like, like I'm being a prima donna or something, but the actors get a trailer, their own trailer. Okay, we have a thing called a honey wagon, which is a long 40-foot trailer that's got a bunch of little tiny like jail cells in them, right? That's they're small. But that's your dressing room. That they always have. Your bathroom in the dressing room though is like out of order. Tape is over it. They don't want you to use that, right? So you're like, oh, okay, because the honey wagon will have men's and women's bathrooms in the middle of it, but it has like 6 dressing rooms, and sometimes they will even throw 2 or 3 stunt guys in the same jail cell. I call it. It's the little dressing room. But the actor who just got his SAG card a week and a half ago, who's got 1 line of dialogue, but he's an actor, has his own freaking trailer that's got a TV, a couch, its own bathroom, and stuff. I know this because sometimes when they are being respectful, or they say, oh, "Okay, Corey, you're here as an actor today, so we're gonna give you, But back in Atlanta, they didn't, because I was, flipping over this bus, or you're the stunt guy. I'm like, yeah, but on the call sheet, I'm 4X. There's the 2 lead actors of the movie, then there's the 3rd actor, and I'm the 4th. So I'm really entitled to have one of those trailers over there that I wouldn't even be in all day, because I'd be in this freaking bus all day long. But it still kind of perturbs me a little bit, if you can't tell, that they just don't show stuntmen and stuntwomen the same respect.
It's ridiculous, because y'all are like the reason the movie is the movie.
Sometimes and sometimes not. But sometimes we have a lot to do with the influence of whether people are going to go see that film. And it could sound very braggadocious to say, hey, the movies that I have worked on have generated over $17 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a fact.
Yeah.
17 billion if you combined all of the film. I had something to do with the success of some of those films. So maybe it's 0.0001%. What is 0.0001% of 17 billion?
I'm retarded. I can't do math.
It's $45.70.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I was like, God.
I was like, wait, have you been planning this?
Yes,
Corey?
I have. I did the math, and I asked AI, and everybody told me. No, I don't know, but it's worth something. So, but still, it's just we don't get the respect on that. But it's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you do the math?
No, I was gonna. And
17
I got
to-
scared.
0.001%.
Hold on. I can do this. I can do this.
0.001% of 17 billion. It's gotta be a big number, or not.
Oh.
It is $17, isn't it? The suspense is killing me.
How many zeros did you say? 0.000?
Just 30. Point zero
0.001.
1.
0.001. 0.001%.
Yeah. Sorry.
Someone at home right now has already got it, and they're like,
170,000.
"That's it." We should move on. That was a bad example. Really? That's it?
Oh no.
No wonder I'm still stuck in the honey wagon.
There you go.
And I don't get my own trailer.
We've made a mistake.
We made a huge
Yeah,
mistake.
I would say 1%. You know?
1% of 17 billion?
Now we're talking.
That's like
That's got to be.
17 million or something.
Is it really 17 million?
Yeah.
Good. Let's go with that.
I
17.
can, sometimes I can fucking figure it out.
I know. I threw out too many zeros.
Yeah, that's a lot of zeros. My eyes can't even focus. I see too many now.
Yeah.
Give yourself more credit. You're a great guy. You're a great guy.
Yeah, you're a great guy, Corey.
It's not about how much money you make. It's how much smiles you put on people's faces.
Isn't that the truth?
It's about how you. Never mind.
What?
Listen,
You what?
you're doing great, and I love you.
Thank you.
David's just hot and sweaty.
Every day.
Yeah.
So how do I want to word it? 'Cause I'm going to sound dumb either way. But what's the difference? I guess the different feeling of being the stunt man and then being the safety guy.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. Well,
I feel like, oh, I fucking can't let Corey die.
well, when you're going to be a safety guy to come in and rescue someone from a vehicle, you having been in that vehicle and knowing who we call them your extraction team. They're going to come and extract you from the vehicle. 95 or higher % of them are not qualified.
Right.
And I mean that. They're not qualified.
Yeah.
Just starting with what they're wearing. And the first thing I do, if I'm the guy who's doing the stunt, the vehicular stunt, and I'm in another state or country or whatever, or wherever, and they go, oh, hey, yeah, the stunt coordinator here, I got your safety extraction team guys. Here's your safety guys. I look at them in the eye and I go right to their shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're wearing nylon. Those are Nikes, huh?
You're wearing slides right now?
Those are great. Are those fireproof? Is that nylon fireproof? Because typically, if there's a fuel cell or anything liquid falls, the gas falls down on the ground, and that's where your feet are. And that's where the fire comes from. And the first thing is I see you hot foot it out of there because you're on fire. You're wearing your fire suit, and you got your gloves, and you got your balaclava, and a lot of times guys don't even have goggles. You have to have fire resistant goggles so that and just imagine your friend that you love and care about is in a vehicle, it's on fire, and you got to go in it and get them out.
Yeah.
I bring big, huge welding gloves that I have over my Carbon X race gloves. So it's like 3 layers. I've tested this at a campfire at home. I'll go into a campfire, big flames, and pick up the log and hold it and turn it over and go, what am I getting hot? It's not, no, it's not. And I'll throw the log down. So I know I could reach in if a car's on fire and not worry about, I can't get your safe. I know you're unconscious and you're going to probably burn to death because I can't get you out, but I'm trying. No, you got to stick your face in there, undo their 5-point harness, be able to pull them out and rescue them. So, and this is going to sound very egotistical, but I wish I had me as a safety guy to rescue me. Because I'm that dude that was, I don't care what it fucking does to me. I'm going to get you out. We're both going to go down with the ship.
Well, somebody just as thorough as, like.
What's that?
Somebody's just as thorough. Like they give
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But have been in that seat.
Right.
My rescue guy last night was a man named Terry Jackson, who was Bruce Willis's stunt double for his whole career. And he and I did Cobra together. We did Dragnet together. Phenomenal stuntman, incredible career, and very, very knowledgeable. And as we were sitting in this, we had this Dodge that we were going to fly in, and it had 2 ladders in the back because this vehicle was supposed to flip over, and we're going to climb up on it to get our buddy out. And right down to the belt cutters that we had, to the glass poppers that we had, to the fire extinguishers, and all, and I had a ratchet strap, so we pull the door open. It sometimes will fall shut when the vehicle's on its side, so you got to ratchet it open, and we all worked out. And we were talking about it. I said, gosh, Terry, between you and I, there's over 80 years of experience sitting right here and wisdom on rescuing somebody. I go, I don't care what you throw at us right now, unless somehow the vehicle ended up going into the ocean. I didn't have a scuba tank, so he would have drowned. But other than that, no, he's the safest guy on the set because we were going to come in there and rescue him. But unfortunately, those spots, like I said, are given to a lot of other stunt guys. But it would be a good, like at my car crashing clinic, we really put people through the works and they really flip cars and they know what it's like. There should be a school that teaches people about safety extractions from vehicles.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, we've got a 150-pound dummy, sand dummy, in some kind of Carbon X or Nomex suit that can't melt or burn in there. Throw a gallon of gasoline in there, throw a match. Okay, go get that dummy out of there. With what they have, they wouldn't be able to get a foot from that vehicle from the heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have to have, It's funny. They should have
I agree. There should be
a training course for that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's super fucking
like the firemen do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I learned a lot on that movie Backdraft. You ever see that movie?
Heard of it.
I did a movie that Ron Howard directed. Robert De Niro was in it. Kurt Russell, Scott Glenn, called Backdraft, and we shot it in Chicago, about the Chicago Police Department, and I got to learn a lot talking with those Chicago Chicago Fire Department guys. Billy Baldwin was in it. Really the break of his career. That was his big deal. He accidentally punched me in the face on that movie, which was freaking hilarious. Because I do a fight with Kurt Russell, and I tackle Kurt onto or did he tackle me? We got tackled. One of us tackled the other. And then as we're wrestling on the ground, Billy Baldwin comes and tackles me, and he's supposed to punch me. And I remember telling him, I'm laying down, he's on top of me. I said, Bill, you got to let me get my head up off the floor. So when you throw your punch, I got some room to snap my head. He said, oh, okay, Corey, I will. And Ron Howard's directing. And did I mention Robert De Niro was in it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you said Kurt and Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get tackled and Billy pins me down by my throat against the floor and just punches me, bam, right in the mouth, right there. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, oh shit. And then they're like, okay, that's a cut. And Ron comes, oh, Corey, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. You know, shit. He hits like an 8-year-old. and so Billy's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm like, that's all right. That's all right, dude. I'm sorry. He goes, sorry. I go, what? I'm sorry. He goes, for what? I go, well, I gotta hit you back. He goes, what? I go, you hit me in front of all the stunt guys. That's a rule, dude. You didn't know that? If an actor hits a stuntman, we have to hit you back. I'm sorry. And I walked over to my number one to come in to do the thing, and he was like all concerned, and I was just messing with him. But yeah, Backdraft was crazy, man. That was
1991.
This movie right here.
Yeah.
Show me a fire truck.
So you punched out a window for ventilation. Was that before or after you noticed you were standing in a lake of gasoline?
Whatever happened to Billy Baldwin's career?
You shouldn't have had him up there in the first place.
I don't know.
You burned him, Steven!
Oh.
Got a stone killer trying to make a point.
Yeah, we'd be in situations like that. All those pyrotechnics would go off. It was freaking hot, man. Melted. That shot right there melted a camera.
Really?
Heat rises.
Right.
They had the cameras up there.
Because of the cuts made by your task force.
Hey, that's Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna quit, Steven, you hear me?
He was a strange dude, Scott Glenn.
Yeah.
Nice, but just kind of odd, you know.
Is there something about these deaths that you're not telling me?
That tipping over that truck. I didn't do that, but I was there.
Once in a while, you know?
It's really a good movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
What would you like to do in the whole world?
Ron Howard's such a great director. A good storyteller. Backdraft. So whenever I'm on a set and I meet the firemen, I always bring that up. And a lot of them are like, that's what inspired me to become a fireman. I go, I worked on the movie.
I worked. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess, is Backdraft 2, did it come out? Is this, yeah? Okay.
Backdraft 2?
Yeah, it says 2019, and it's got
I had no idea.
Yeah, it said,
Bo Anderson. It's even got William Baldwin, Donald Sutherland.
yeah, I guess Billy Baldwin worked on writing it, and
Really? I had a conversation with him in Chicago outside. It was at night. We were leaning up against a pickup truck, the bed of a pickup truck. And I said, I think this is after he punched me in the mouth. And I said, do you realize what a movie star you're going to become out of this? You're doing a movie with Robert De Niro, Kurt Russell, Scott Glenn. dude, your career's going to go skyrocketing. And he was like, you really think so? I go, well, yeah, if you learn to act. Yeah, he was a cool cat.
He looks rough. He looks rough.
Looks like William Baldwin is the chief now. Here we can watch the
Backdraft 2. I had no idea.
Your father died trying to save his best friend. I hope you can find a way to move forward.
I investigate arson because I understand fire.
Chief McCaffrey, is he your uncle?
Yeah, technically.
What I need from you ASAP is cause.
Whoever did this didn't need it burned. They needed it erased.
Backdraft.
Nobody puts away more arsonists than I do.
You're not the lead on the case anymore, Sean. Somebody's got a secret.
You gotta trust me. I'm not letting another McCaffrey die.
Now, are you sure you didn't work on this?
Backdraft 2. No, I didn't. I didn't know it existed. Huh. That's how much I go to the movies. Hey, speaking of movies, I want to bring up a friend of mine, a guy named Henry Kinji, that good friend of mine. He just, if I could brag about him for a minute, he just received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Taurus World Sun Awards. And this man, I think Henry, he'll be upset if I say this, but so what? I think he's 80 or 81.
81, December 2nd, 1943.
There he is.
Look at that hair.
There's the hair.
81 years old.
And he's 81. So he did a movie called Car Wash that he was, played himself. And there was a time, because it was such a big hit, that film, that we'd be anywhere in San Francisco, LA, wherever we would be all over the country. And people would come up to him randomly on the street. You're that car wash guy, and he's like, yes, I am, But what a great dude. I met him on the Dukes of Hazzard. He was married to Lindsay Wagner, who was a big star back in the 70s or 80s. But he would double Mr. T driving the van on A-Team, but would just wear this skull cap over it. But he still had that ponytail, never cut his freaking hair, ever.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, and Hank Kinji, his son, Junior, and he's been a big inspiration to me from the way he would drive vehicles. He had his own style of coming into the scene, into camera, and the car all crossed up already sideways, doing a 4-wheel drift, his own little signature thing. And I tried to always copy it because it was just so intense the way he drove. You knew that was Henry Kinji. But yeah,
He's been in a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
sure he has. Yeah. He's 108, you said?
Yeah, 155.
Yeah, 1923, he was on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was born.
Yeah.
He's a Lethal Weapon.
Henry's going to be watching this and be like, well, unsubscribe.
Yeah. Freaking Corey.
Screw these guys. Yeah. Batman Returns.
That's crazy.
Kind of weird.
Like makeup and stuff, how they're able to hide that much hair and put it where he looks like he's bald.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, that's crazy.
Yep.
Sometimes I want to do that just to be like, oh, I cut all my hair off. And then people be like, what? And I'll be like, nah,
Just kidding.
I'd be like, get Stuntman to do it.
Yeah. Van Damme. Get Stuntman, not Mr.
Stuntman.
So yeah, I'm very pleased that he got recognized. He got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
That's
He
awesome.
deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves it.
And how many people have that award?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
Like it means nothing. Thousands.
I remember seeing like Red Bull
One every week.
commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Red Bull commercials where it was like the stunts and stuff that they were doing. It was like you'd see it and you're like, wow. And now it's kind of like you see them and you're like,
Hmm.
I was doing that when I was 12. And you're getting paid hundreds of dollars for doing that?
Right now they're doing triple backflips on motorcycles. We were just excited that you may jumped across the ramp.
Yeah. He just tail whipped and now he's over here triple backflipping.
Freaking parkour.
I was just working last night with Jolene Van Vogt, who was the first woman to ever do a backflip on a motorcycle.
Really?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. She was on a Nitro Circus.
Yes, she was
Yeah.
for many, many years. And she is a phenomenal stunt woman. And we worked on Lioness together, but we worked last night on, there she is, on Landman.
Oh, that's cool.
And we were talking with some driver guy, that really a nice man, Cody Frost. He was, you know the bull rider Lane Frost?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's his younger brother. And we were talking, and I knew he did not know who Jolene was. And so I kind of went, yeah, you'll find Cody Frost. I think you just saw a picture of him down there.
I don't.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
That's Cody.
No, but the other, but you went through something. I saw a picture. It was of Lane and had his brother, Cody Frost. Yeah, there. Okay, now, there, right? I think that's it. Click on that one. I think that's his. Yeah, that's
because there's Lane
Frost, Brennan, National Finals Rodeo in Fort Worth, and his little, if you continue, little brother.
Oh, we're going on Twitter right now.
Anyway,
little Cody Frost, aka my dad.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cody doesn't look like that anymore. But anyway, it was fun for me to educate him about Jolene with her standing right there.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "Oh, Corey, don't worry.
Come on."
That's so cool.
She's like, "Don't tell him about how I was in Nitro Circus with Travis Pastrana for all those years."
Pastrami?
I said I wasn't going to mention that, but now that you brought it up, yeah,
that's really cool. Who else did you meet over there? Did you meet Billy Bob yet?
She's a Canadian.
I've never met Billy Bob Thornton. I think I mentioned to you years ago, I was his stunt double doing a canon role in a film called Eagle Eye, but I did not. But funny, a friend of mine, Mike Watson, was doubling him. We call him Waddy, but Mike Watson was doubling him. Mike Watson, when they put the hat and the glasses on him, looks more like Billy Bob Thornton than Billy Bob Thornton does. Yeah, there he is. There's Waddy. Just a phenomenal double for him. And we were doing some driving shots down around Fort Worth, and people on the sidewalk going through have you ever been to the stockyards?
Yeah.
You know that main road where they run the cattle through? Yeah, we're driving through there, and they see that truck from Landman. Everyone's like, "Oh, and that's Billy Bob Thornton," but it's like, I didn't want to, I'm like, yeah, that's him. It's not.
Ruin their day.
They're
yeah.
like, "Hey, Billy," and he's just like, piss off.
Yeah.
My lunch break.
Yeah.
They're like, Billy Bob Thornton's an asshole. And he's like, what the hell?
They're like, he did a line from Bad Santa. That's crazy.
You know who else I worked with the other night is Jim Wilkie. Look up Jim Wilkie. This man's 77 years old. We've worked on so many freaking movies together. This guy's phenomenal. He's still kicking, still doing. There he is. Jim Wilkie.
He looks familiar.
Well, you've seen him get shot and killed in 100 movies.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Nice, man. The last thing we'd worked on before this was Twister. He does a lot of semi-truck driving.
The new Twister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Great movie.
Is it really?
I didn't give it a chance the first time. I went back and rewatched it. It's actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
The story?
Yeah.
Just the whole concept?
Everything was good,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you don't like a movie, you'll give it a second chance.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I like going to watch movies that people dog on. The ones that are like, that movie sucked. And then you go and watch it and you're like,
well, anything
good.
ever.
Yeah.
Anything ever that a critic has said they hated, I'll go watch it because they're usually wrong.
Anything Michael Bay,
Yeah, you're going to go watch.
I'm going to go watch.
That guy's trash.
Whatever happened to the critics?
But they're terrible.
Oh, it's a Facebook rant and rave now.
Yeah, now it's.
Is it?
What's it called?
Yelp? Or no,
the fucking.
Yelp?
Yeah, dude, I just keep doing
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm talking
Tomato something.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
And they're wrong.
And they're wrong.
Sometimes.
They don't know shit.
Well, and a lot of times when people read something, it's all negative, and then when they go see it or whatever, they're expecting bad stuff.
Yeah. And then you
it's like
watch
you
it and
just
you're
need
like,
to,
oh.
yeah, you need to go in and be like, okay, I'm not gonna have any opinion on this right now. I'm gonna watch the movie. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But people, I don't know. Sometimes people nowadays they think that
That's what I mean.
His knees bother him again.
It's all right.
It's all those lap dances you give. If you don't stop that, your knees would be fine.
Yeah, I gotta quit twerking.
Twerking? Is it twerking? Who made up that term? Twerk. Why do you call it twerking?
Little John.
What?
Okay. Twerking, like, I don't know, but if you listen to some of the old songs back in the day, they're talking about twerking. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the hell that is? I mean, we all know what it is.
We-
but
yes, we
how
know.
it got that name, and honestly, it doesn't bother me.
Should we Google it?
Working.
That's not stunts.
I don't.
No, but hey, look up Terry Jackson for me.
Okay.
Terry Jackson is a phenomenal storyteller, but he will never do a podcast because it's bringing attention to himself.
And he doesn't want to do that.
No, unless he's on set and he's talking and he's telling stories and everyone's captivated and you're like, you need to write a book. You need to do a documentary. He's like, nope. And if you start to try to record him, that's it.
He's out.
He'll walk away.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's,
See, I mean, that
Not pulling up any pictures of him.
no, he won't. Yeah. He won't even do a
literally
picture.
you need to be like your gift needs to be shared with the world.
Yeah, it's almost kind of selfish that he's not. If you heard some of the stories he's told about Bruce Willis, he was in Bruce Willis's contract.
That's cool.
So for the whole production. So if we only need you 3 days, it's like, okay. I'm in his contract from day one until the very end. So there was many a time we'd call it double dipping. He'd be on contract on one show and then go and work on another, but good for him and good for Bruce Willis for being one of those actors that was actually loyal
Yeah.
to his stunt double.
Yeah. Said we only need you for 3 days. That's fine.
Yeah, getting paid for 5 months.
Call me back if you need to.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find a picture of Terry.
Yeah, it might be a tough thing because he's I can't say he's camera shy because that's what he does for a living. He's on camera, but he doesn't like to draw attention to himself,
Right.
which is really, like I say, quite a shame because he's such a good storyteller. He really, really is.
We need to get some of your old friends from the other episodes on here. Like one of my favorite ones was Simon Ree. I like listening to him talk.
Yeah, Simon's a good dude.
Yeah. And then
Oh. Great stories.
how we're talking about on that episode, y'all were talking, and he like gave out his number, and I was like, I wonder how many people got his number and was just like,
Yeah,
hey man,
hit him up. I want to be a
I
stuntman.
want to be a stuntman. I definitely wasn't one of them.
Will you adopt me?
I was actually, when I heard that though, I was like, man, I should, like, I wonder if his number is even still active or not. I'm sure it is, but to hit him up and be like, hey man, I'd love to have you come be on Stunt Stories, talk with Corey.
Yeah. Hey, whatever happened to us getting on Tommy Sormento?
Oh, I don't know. He said he was going to let me know when he came to Texas.
Oh, wait till he comes here.
Yeah, he wants to come and do it in person.
Oh,
I said we
okay.
could do it on computer, and he's like, I'd rather do it in person. I was like,
Yeah, because he
Cool.
doesn't know how to turn on a computer. That's what the problem is with Tommy.
well, they didn't have computers back in the day.
Oh, you know that he went from being a mechanic on Dukes of Hazzard to producing a film for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Was it that one, or was it
Yeah,
Force
Payback.
to Kill? Okay, yeah, Payback.
It was both.
Both. Okay.
It was Payback and Force to Kill. Yeah, he's just a phenomenal guy.
See, that's what we need to do. Maybe next week I'll set it up and I'll have a TV in here and we can watch Payback.
Oh, dude, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Especially on the VHS. Watching it on the VHS, just seeing how like it was like you kind of see like the little bitty lines just kind of like going through it,
Because
you
it's
know?
old.
Yeah, and it was just like
The tape's all brittle.
I
Don't,
felt-
don't rewind it too
Yeah.
fast.
I know, I'd like
Snap in half.
I'd rewind for a little bit and then I'd stop and like wait for a little bit and then I'd rewind a little bit and stop. I'm like, I'm not messing this up.
Well, I do. From Tommy, I got a DVD. Do you know what that means?
Wow, what?
Digital video disc.
No. Means something else. Yeah.
It's, divided.
But yeah, divided
David.
very differently than the
David Veronica's date.
dictionary.
Dictionary.
Diary. David's very strange diary.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I read his diary once.
yeah, Tommy's got some great stories from Dukes of Hazzard and Fall Guy.
Because he was on Dukes of Hazzard when it first started.
Oh yeah.
Because you didn't come in until like
I was on the fourth. I started on the fourth season.
right.
Yeah, in 81.
Yeah.
They did the pilot in, I think, 78.
Yeah, something like
That was
Have you
years
seen
ago.
those AI videos where it shows like the Dukes of Hazzard and like John Schneider from back in the day and then like now?
Oh gosh, that must be horrific.
I mean, it looks kind of cool because it shows them going into there and it showed you and then it was just the same. And I was like, yeah, because Corey looks the same.
Looks the same.
that. Corey looks no different.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Corey's
age.
18 forever.
It's funny that you mentioned you. I guess I didn't. I don't know. You know me. Remember I'm dumb. But you came in on the 4th season, and I was on Facebook earlier today or yesterday, and I saw somebody talking about how during the 4th season, you know, John and what's that other
Tom Wopat.
Yeah, they got very frustrated and they walked off.
Yeah.
So, did you see any of that? Did you like?
Oh, I
feel it?
was all there. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were talking about how you could kind of see it in the episodes where he was just kind of phoning it in. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. But I mean, I remember it as a child. So every episode I was just like, yeah.
What it was is the producers at Warner Brothers, Tom and John and all the cast wanted more money.
Yeah.
And they were being producers and saying, well, no, it's not you. They want the General Lee. That's why they watched the show. It's about the car.
Yeah.
You're just filler.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, well, we're going to fucking quit and you're going to pay us what we want. Or like, we'll just recast you. Because it was just Tom and John. Kathy was fine with Kathy Bach, James Best, Denver Pyle, who played Uncle Jesse, Sorrelbrook, who's Boss Hogg. Everybody else was fine.
Everybody stayed.
So then they're like, okay, we'll just rewrite. We bring in Coy and Vance.
Yeah, didn't work.
Your cousins. But it was kind of it balanced out. It wasn't really all that off. They weren't losing all their viewers. People were complaining,
right?
But they were still getting the ratings. And so Tom and John were like, okay, maybe it is about the freaking car. And so they came back.
They came back. Yeah.
But what was the interesting scene was when they came back. And it was like Tom and John coming back saying, because they did give them more money, but it wasn't what they had originally asked for. And it was basically them coming to set and telling Chip Meyer, who I think ended up killing himself, and Byron Cherry, who's still alive, who I doubled. That's the guy I had to bleach my hair and double him. Then I didn't have to because he put a wig on me. But when they showed up, when Tom and John came back in the room, like they're the kings, and you fucking guys got to get out of here. It was
animosity,
a little bit
tense.
It was a little tense.
Yeah. I don't know why I never thought to ask about that because I hated them.
Did you really? Yeah. Yeah, they were knuckleheads, man. Those guys.
Screw these guys, dude.
Yeah, you're not Bo and Luke.
Is that who you're talking about?
Byron Cherry, right there. Nice guy, nice man, funny, but he just wasn't Bo Duke.
Yeah, I think
it's like when they put Ashton Kutcher as Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men. How they replaced him.
Oh, did they do that?
Yeah.
No, isn't Charlie coming back on 2.5 Men?
No, I think it's done.
I think they're like done with that.
He can't. They killed him.
Oh yeah, they killed him.
I saw a thing.
Yeah, they killed him.
Did they? Are you sure?
Yeah, they had a funeral for him and everything on that show.
Did they really? Did you look in the casket? Was he there?
I didn't look in the casket. That's fair. If you don't die on camera, it didn't happen.
Oh,
and they could also bring him back and just kind of be like, oh, that wasn't really.
This is a prequel.
I gotta tell you, this is a Hollywood producer thing too. We're doing a show called Dynasty. You ever heard of Dynasty?
I feel like I have. I don't think I've watched it.
Oh my God, you're making me feel so old. Dynasty was the number one frickin' show on TV for the longest time. Back in the...
John Forsythe?
Yes. And it was time for them to
1981.
Renew everyone's contracts. So they did a scene and we repelled, myself and who just passed away, Lane Levitt, repelled off this mansion down in Beverly Hills and swung in on these ropes, busting through the windows to come in to shoot everybody at this wedding reception. Whoa. Shoot every single actor in the show, and they all fall down. And I remember the producers walking through and they're getting footage. Okay, you're dead. Don't move. Don't blink. Your eyes are shut. Your eyes. Okay, don't hold your stomach so we see you're not breathing. Okay, so we got footage of you dead, and they went through everybody. And I'm like, this is pretty freaking callous. This is like brutal. So now, when it came time for them to renegotiate everyone's contracts, it's like, well, we've got footage of you dead.
You're dead.
You're dead. Or we could say, well, you came back to life for the right amount of money.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
See, that's the
So Hollywood.
yeah, that's the evil side.
Cutthroat. The
I mean-
evil side.
Yeah.
That's what they did on Fast and Furious with Han.
Did they?
Because in Tokyo Drift, they like killed him off, and then they come back later, and they're like, "Oh, he didn't die." And it's like
Is that what happened? I don't know. I didn't. I saw.
you just drove the cars,
I
right?
saw Tokyo Drift once. I think one time. Not even all the way through.
I did.
This was Corey when he watched it. Look, that was me. All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Take your popcorn. Let's go.
Yeah.
Something that I think you might find interesting. I was watching. I can't remember. I'll text you the name of the show, but it was about the Power Rangers and how it all became and what they did to those kids. Basically, is it was the 90s, right? It was 94, and they just sent them a contract, and they were like, "You have to turn this in by tomorrow morning." They sent it to them like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. They're like, "Either turn it in or you're not. We'll find somebody else."
Wow.
So then they were all making like $750 a day or an episode, and they had signed it, and I looked at it. So they were working like 14, 16 hours a day, whereas everybody else was only working 10 or 12.
Wow.
They were just running them in the ground, and then it blew up. And then one of them was like, "Well, I would like more money now," and they were like, "Oh, see ya."
Wow.
And then they were like, "Oh, this works. We can just recast them every time." And I think there was only 2 that stayed and had like longevity,
Really?
and they would just recast these fuckers and pay them shit.
I think that was Saban Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I can't remember. He's a creepy looking old guy.
Wow,
And
man.
he sold it to Disney in 2001 or 2002 for like 58 billion, which is bananas.
God, man.
Oh
Yeah, it's Hollywood's a ruthless business. There are guys in Hollywood that have made millions of dollars by finding out that, okay, let's say Universal or Fox, someone's going to come out with a baseball movie,
right.
okay? And they'll find out when the release date. They're going to go in production. They'll be in post-production. They're going to spend this much time marketing. They're going to release it. That's all. It's not public knowledge, but you could find all that shit out. And they know that they're going to release this film with Kevin Costner's going to be in it. Okay, we're going to do a baseball movie, and we're going to have Michael Keaton in it. And it's going to be the same type of story. Hire this writer to write it. And we'll announce it to the trades. We're going to be doing this, and it's going to come out a month before that film.
Wow.
So then that studio's like, wait a minute, we're doing a baseball movie. Could you not? No, I'm putting mine out first. Unless you want to buy it from me.
Wow.
And they will make deals and buy people's projects that are packaged with a director, a writer, and star with no intentions of ever making that movie.
Yeah.
It's just they don't want to be competing with another baseball movie. I'm just using that as an analogy, but it happens.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy shit
That's great. See, that's the shit right there, man.
that a lot of people don't know. They don't know that that's what goes on, you know.
You're like, I got this great movie. You're like, oh, do you? I wrote the same movie. That's so crazy.
That is what gets me about if you're going to go in and pitch a show to a producer or to a production company or a network, and the NDA that they will have you sign to go in. If you read the verbiage, you're basically giving them the right and permission, and they're protected to steal your project. Now, turn that around.
Yeah.
Let's say we had our own production company, and we're working on our own ping pong movie. It's a comedy, okay, ping pong comedy, and some guys that we know that we're friends with, hey, we want to pitch you a show. Okay, come in, and they start pitching us a ping pong movie. We're like, wait a minute, quiet, stop talking. We're doing the same exact thing. We don't want to have it where it's documented that you came here and you're going to accuse us of stealing your idea. We're doing the same thing already. So there's some legitimacy to it to say that you got to protect yourself. But yet, you know, you could come in, we're not going to make it. We had no intentions of making a ping pong movie.
Right.
This guy comes in, it's the greatest fucking concept I've ever heard. And we're like, well, I'm sorry, Dave here has already written a ping pong movie that we're in pre-production on doing. But we're basically saying, we're going to steal your fucking idea. And then like, well, what's your ping pong movie called? It's called Little Balls. And And we're going to go into production, so we can't do yours.
Damn.
But thanks for sending us your synopsis and your screenplay.
Yeah.
That we're going to steal.
Yeah. We're going to change a few lines.
Yes. And maybe the title. Make it big, big
sure.
balls instead of little balls.
Balls of Fury.
Balls of, bouncing around.
That's actually a ping pong movie.
There's a ping pong movie?
Oh, yeah.
Balls of
I was
Fury.
freaking kidding.
I know, but it's got George Lopez and what's that dude's name? But I remember I watched this movie when it came out in theaters, and it was just one of those movies where you're and Christopher Walken.
And Christopher Walken?
Watch this trailer.
No way, there's a ping pong movie. I was just kidding.
That's why when you said that, I was like, is he referencing Balls of Fury?
Welcome to my Tournament of Champions.
Oh.
I have assembled the most talented athletes from around the globe. Sport of emperors and bandits alike. Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Bang bang.
Or, as the Chinese say, ping pong.
The world of illegal underground table tennis, legend tells of one man who risked everything to
Forrest
be
Gump.
the best.
Yeah.
Have your grandma pull the car around.
Tastes good.
Get you in shape.
Oh,
Have you ever worked with that guy, Patton Oswalt?
who?
Patton Oswalt, the one that was licking the trophy?
Never seen him.
Never? Oh.
No.
I
To
think
the best
he's
of my
hilarious.
knowledge, I haven't.
Yeah.
Do the talking.
He's just a really good comedian.
In my hand, I
I can't remember this guy's name, but he cracks
Who the
me up.
hell said take the cricket from my hand? You squish lucky cricket? No.
No.
We'll be giving you hands-on training. Gives wax off a whole new meaning. You got me swatting flies now? Not hit flies. You hit bees.
Let the competition begin.
A ping pong movie.
You killed him.
Well, duh. What part of sudden death didn't you understand?
Jeez.
You are the greatest player I have ever seen, other than myself, practicing in front of a mirror in the nude.
Now, I wish I could have been in the room when they were pitching this.
Interest you in an Altoid?
Of
Some
course.
body spray?
I want to play rough. Okay.
Balls of Fury.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You got mad skills.
Got mad skills.
I'm kind of taken back. Like, shit, really?
Anything you could think of?
Yeah.
And I know that's funny because like you'll reference something, I'll be like, yeah, like that one movie, and you're like,
What?
yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That's a movie?
Yeah. You should have been stunt double on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish I could have been on the stunt coordinator on
Could have
that.
been a
'Cause there's a
Terry
part-
Crews' stunt double.
Balls of Fury.
There's a part where they get on a boat and they have to haul ass.
Yeah.
We know how you are with boats.
Yeah. Blow them suckers up.
Well, we've been going for about 55 minutes. Remember that I was saying earlier about the AI with the Dukes of Hazzard? I
Yeah.
actually found it right here.
Oh, okay. Where they transformed John Schneider from.
Well, they got.
Oh,
all of
okay.
them.
That's Tom Wopat. Doesn't look anything the same. Is that his grandpa on the right? little massaging himself. John, keep your hands to yourself. How did they do that?
Dude, AI is just a wild thing. And I keep seeing her across my Facebook as like a friend, you know? It's like people you may know, and it's like Catherine Bach. And I'm like,
I just saw her about 4 or 5 months ago. We did there's a documentary being made about action films from back in the 80s. And they flew me in to California, Burbank, to go, and they wanted to interview me and on camera, and did a little thing. And as I was getting ready to go in, she was walking out.
What?
Yeah. She go, my God, Corey, go, hi. Who the fuck are you? No, I'm like, hi, Kathy. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, you look familiar.
Were you on Charlie's Angels?
Those $1 million legs.
Yeah. Who are you?
Every boy's first crush around my age was the Pink Ranger.
The Pink Ranger.
Yeah, but my first crush was Catherine Bach.
Was it really?
Yeah,
I think mine was Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah was beautiful.
I met Farrah. I was doubling Robert Downey Jr. on a show called Chances Are. And she was there with Ryan O'Neal, who she was married to or dating at the time, I think. And I had to do a stair fall down, doubling Robert Downey Jr., fall down these stairs, and which was in the state capitol. So that, where would that be? Not the
Austin.
No.
Okay, that's where the state capital is.
This was
If you're in Texas.
Oh,
I think we were not in Texas.
California.
Doggone it. I can't remember where it was, Dave. But anyway.
It wouldn't matter. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But we were in this courthouse, and I had to fall down the stairs in the state capitol. And then I went into this one room to change, to put my knee pads on and hip pads and elbow pads. And I realized I was in the stationery, where all the stationery was for the state capitol. I'm like, oh, so I take these letter envelopes and take this letterhead, and I took a bunch of stuff, and I would write letters and shit to my friends, like, okay, you're in trouble.
Excuse me.
Oh, but anyway, what I'm getting at, I did the stair fall, and then
I was thinking about you writing. Oh God, what's his name? This is the problem. I'm so just blank all the time now.
Well, at least it's consistent. It's not like sometimes you're on and other times
fair,
you're
dude.
on.
That's fair.
Why we hang out, because he'll start getting a brain fart, and then I jump in. I'm like this, and he's like, yes.
Yeah, that. But anyway, my point, I came into the bottom of the stairs, and I remember I got up and I got asked, "Are you okay?" And I turned around, and it was Farrah Fawcett. I'm like,
you were like, I'm better now.
Am I dreaming?
I'm way better.
Yeah, I know. I just hit my head, but you're Farrah Fawcett. Anyway, she was a nice lady.
You would recognize her from that 70s show. She was the poster.
Charlie's Angels. Wasn't she one of Charlie's Angels?
Yeah.
Cheryl Ladd, Farrah Fawcett, and the other one.
And the other one.
Was it Jacqueline or someone? I forget. Anyway.
Jacqueline Smith, Farrah Fawcett, and Kate Jackson.
And Kate Jackson. But anyway, yeah, just in closing, Kathy Bach, what a wonderful lady she is. Really like her.
That's awesome.
Well, we should try to get her on the podcast.
Yeah, let's do that.
I know she's probably got some stories about you.
Oh, gosh.
We need to get Kent on this podcast, because he's really close friends with Tom and
who?
Kent Perkins.
How do I know that name?
He wants to meet you. I've been trying to get you to meet him for like.
Oh, so I haven't met him.
No.
Sounds so familiar.
Yeah, his wife was Ruth Buzzy.
Okay.
She was on Laugh-In.
Yeah, I'd love to meet him.
Yeah.
Gosh, sounds maybe I have another friend that has a very.
He was the runner up to play Bo Duke.
Oh, that's what you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But he's really close friends with him, and I'm like, I know the guy that was a stuntman on Bo Duke's Hazard.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she was born 3 days, or not after me, but
after me.
Yeah, after.
She was born 3 days after me.
Way back before me, but that's crazy.
All right. Well, want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Another great episode, number 16, Stunt Stories.